What is going on, guys? This is your main man Ben here, and we are Talk Active. I work in technology field as PC Tech Administrator Analyst for at least 10 years. I like cycling, boxing, outdoorsy things. We generally talk about current events, technology, sports, cryptocurrencies, or sometimes by request. We are regular people with factual experiences. It would be nice if you can contribute to the universe. Let's talk about it. What is going on, my good people, man? This is your main man Ben here, and happy hump day. It's Wednesday. I know it's Wednesday, guys, and once again we have another episode of Talk Active. And this week we're gonna talk about, it's amazing because it's our 70th episode. For some reason, I'm so happy and stoked about that. 70 episodes of mumbling and jumbling here in our, it was an evolution. It was not meant to be, but we developed and we contribute to the universe, and we did what we have to do. In the past, it was just strictly crypto, but it evolved to something else, and it was for the better, guys. But today, guys, we are going to talk about cryptocurrencies and some self-development things. I know we're not qualified here. Take that as a grain of salt, but we have some experiences and some fact stuff as well in regards to cryptos and the economy. But overall, guys, first and foremost, it's still war. There's still war in Russia, in Ukraine, and our hearts are still, heavy because of this things that's going on that's not supposed to happen. And other than that, though, right now it's a game of, who has the best backups, economies. There's a lot of things that's been sanctioned in Russia. We're gonna dive into it in a little bit here, and
self-destruct sequence activated.
Yeah, but first and foremost, though, before we proceed, we have to thank our sponsors, and let's get into that real quick. Talk Active is sponsored in part by Nino Delossantos of Execuhome Realty, our preferred realtor in the state of Maryland, with over 15 years of real estate consulting and investing experience. He's the realtor that we trust. Call or text him today at 443-799-0100 for a free home buying or selling consultations. Also, if you are in San Francisco area, check out my boy JRA Woodworks in Serenity Sense. Amazing stuff, man. Wood stuff, some spirits diffusers. It's just a big refresher. And if you want quality woodworks, check out my boy Jed. Check out those links down there. And also, guys, if it's tax season, check out Maribeth T. She's an MBA certified accountant. You need some, kung kailangan nyo po ng mga pag-ayos ng tax returns, ito po si Maribeth ay honest. Paki-check out po. She will take care of you guys. All right. Amazing, man. Amazing. I thank the sponsors, bro. I mean, these people are honest, and we will not recommend here if they are not worth it of that promotion. You know what I'm saying? It's in the radar. But yeah, guys. Other than that, we're going to talk about some things today, specifically on crypto. Let's start with crypto. Legendary Ukrainian boxer Vladimir Klitschko releases an NFT collection to raise funds for his homeland. So he's Klitschko, I believe, is a mayor in Kiev in Ukraine. And he's raising an NFT. He's raising funds for Ukraine. All of these NFTs will be priced at around $100, $1,000, $10,000 each. You can get them in OpenSea. All of the profits will go directly to the Ukraine UNICEF. It's going to be funded for recovery and the defense against Russia. So that would be one of the crypto talks that we're going to talk about. News, I think that's one of the biggest ones. Also, guys, we're going to talk about, what is this? Russia, Visa and MasterCard pulling out in Russia. So as a result, Russians, Sberbank is one of the biggest, and Tinkoff Bank said that Sunday, these are the biggest banks in Russia, that they will probably go and consider merging with China's UnionPay system, since they are going to be, separated in, excuse me, in the global economy. And this is part of this entire thing. That's what's happening. So it's big moves. Also, Vladimir Putin already released a statement just a couple of minutes ago that they will not, they put sanctions as well, because, the Western countries or civilization put a sanction in them, and he put sanctions as well, that they will not export, materials and goods. And by the way, Russia is the second largest crude oil supplier in the world. That's why the entire world is definitely experiencing some gas prices are going up, and is expected to go much higher. And this is the things that comes in because we are at war, and people will pay the ultimate price for this. People in Russia, they got soldiers too, and these soldiers have families, and as a result, these soldiers will die. Ukrainians, their place are being decimated, turns into rubbles and dust. And it's sad because no one will win. I don't know where we're heading from here. Hope there will be no nuclear crap or,
Airstrike standing by.
big things that's going to come. But hopefully this will be, ending soon. But by the looks of it, there's a current ceasefire. Wednesday this morning, Russia called some ceasefire for, evacuation in the capital of Ukraine, Kiev, temporarily. That way people can get out of the way of the war. And once again, this is the things that happens, the price to pay.
Self-destruct sequence activated.
Okay, so in terms of cryptocurrencies, guys, we are experiencing a little bit bounce. In correlation with the news that came that Bitcoin jumped 8% as the Biden administration announces and put in an executive order on cryptocurrencies, pinpointing at Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies will have some, we must say like legalities now that will be put into the global market in terms of America's, economy and the financial side of it. So Biden's executive order attempts to address the lack of a framework for the development of cryptocurrencies in the U.S., which say could leave the country's industry behind the rest of the world. So as we all know, guys, cryptocurrencies do not bow down, or it's not controlled by like Visa or MasterCard that can just be sanctioned and they will not transact in Russia. It doesn't work out like that. Although everybody in the world that contributes in the proof of work can, validate transactions. That's why part of the United States move is to adapt. That way the country would evolve along with the technology that is a very fast pace in like couple of months. Cell phones and all that stuff. We got new upgrades and features. I know it's marketing strategy, but in the crypto community, we have a thing that we call white paper. When a crypto has been introduced, for example, little 101 here, in the public, there's a thing that we call IPO, or initial public offering, where it's introduced into the market like stocks. And then, you buy specific prices in there and the introductory price before it gets released regularly. So you have that. White paper is the one that is the blueprint of the coin or the project. For example, this is created, for example, to do some logistics for farming, vegetables, or mail, something like that. Everything is laid out in white paper with the stages that they will target, dates, dates that they will upgrade this. This will be activated. For example, NFT will be introduced in Q1 of February 2022. In second quarter of February 2022, around June or July. Aside from NFT, there will be a DeFi rollout and all that stuff. So that's white paper. So that's what I'm explaining, that white paper is important because you would see the progress of a project. And it's important to know that, because before you invest on anything in crypto, you might as well arm yourself with some information, because you're creating your own, you're paving your own way, and you got to do your own due diligence. But other than that, we got to move on, okay? Cryptocurrency price action here real quick, guys. Bitcoin is jumping around 8% today, putting at 42,151. Ethereum at 2,737. Ethereum haven't met that 3,000 mark yet. BNB at $395. XRP at 75 cents. Terra Luna at 101. Bang! Bang! That Terra Luna right there is going haywire at a whopping 25.26%. Cardano at 84 cents. Solana at 87.73. I did just bang. Bang! Nino, my friend, man. Solana at $87.73. Avalanche at $78. So this is the crypto movement that we are experiencing right now. This is a positive movement onto the entire space because of what's happening right now. Basically, the way I look at it, guys, this is just my own opinion. In the past, especially last year, when Janet Yellen, the appointed Treasury Secretary, I believe, in United States by President Joe Biden, she's like really like anti-crypto. Like, she preaches that and she hates it. But right now, I think slowly and surely they're seeing the effects of cryptocurrency because of Russia's sanction that was placed to that country, Russia. They're still active because Bitcoin is not stopped, transacting to any countries just because of, NATO or Western countries put a sanction in it. It still goes on. Ruble is going to dirt right now, which is the currency in Russia, but crypto and Bitcoin stays at 42,000 regardless of what is the price of ruble or USD. So this is a mass adoption. In part of that, there is a bullish action that's happening right now in the space, and we shall see. We shall see. And then it's a good thing.
Silence, Earthling!
In crypto space, but not war, man. I mean, nothing is good in war. We still pray for that. We pray for the families, indeed, and we moving along with you just continue praying, man. I mean, I can't stress that out anymore. It's a sad thing, but we're here to move on, and hopefully there will be resolution in this, peace. Hopefully. But today, guys, we're going to the meat, episode 70. And this is what we're going to talk about today, is finding your own scene. Okay. Let me see here, man. Finding your own scene. What do we mean by finding our own scene? We're going to dissect this for a little bit. Again, this is my own research and my own opinion, and I love to share it because, by the way, thank you guys for subscribing for the on the channel. Especially, we got 2 channels specifically for podcasting and for reviewing. We just hit around 800, I think 810 subscribers. Amazing. Thank you guys for following my channel on that one. It's amazing. We're not chasing fame here. We review, we give our own 2 cents, and we give feedbacks to people so that we can help out. I mean, that's the goal of the channel ever since. But it's a big milestones, man, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Moving on. episode 70, find your scene. So what do we mean by that? Scene. Okay. Let's put it this way, okay? We love our friends. Our friends are like, in definition, when I was small, I saw a poster in our home in Davao City. My mom, what is a friend? The one that marked on me is that friends are living treasures. Friends are living treasures that you cannot put a price on it. They are like living, breathing. They annoy you. They make fun of you. They prank you. All of the above, man.
You are an idiot.
Yeah. Friends makes fun of us and we do the same thing, but we love our friends. This is the entirety of it. And our friends during childhood days, high school, college days, we have our specific sets of friends that we talk about, some good times and bad times. We stick together. But moving on, growing up, we need to find our own scene. That's the topic today, because we need to pave our own road, okay? We remember, I remember personally in question my sanity on those times of trials, especially when I was in fourth year high school. I had a dark stage in my life that I'm not proud of, and I'm not going to share it here because I'm not proud of it. I'm not ready yet, but dark stages in my life that I have to move. I have to go from Davao City. I grew up in Davao City in the Philippines, a province of Philippines, and the situation is so bad that I have to move to Manila, to the capital of the Philippines, because I just have to take myself out of there because there's so much trouble in there. And as a result, in terms of trouble, I was with friends, cliques, gangs, where it led me to that decision to move to Manila to my father, and as a father, we grew up without a father, but it's that bad that I have to go there. So think about that. Take that as a grain of salt and let it play in your head. So I have to go there. My father was a policeman in the Philippines, and I have to stay with him because I have to remove myself out of Davao City. So overall, what I'm talking about here is it led me to that decision because I was in a bad spot because of friends' decisions, and I stayed on that level. And as a result, it went to that scenario, and I have to put myself in that, leaving 3 of my little brothers and my mother in the city, and remove myself in that place because of those bad decisions. And that is a bad cues already, man. And thinking about it and dissecting it, we talk about levels of friendships, okay? In friendships, there are newcomers, which is the one that you met in school. And this semester, these are newcomers friends. There are friends that 2-3 years ago. Those are I would categorize that as mid, newcomers, mid. And there's lifetime friends, like lifetime friends when you know this guy since you were 5 years old, 10 years old, and basically your childhood friends. So that's where I gauge the level of friendship and also the growth that it influenced me in my life with the friends, because especially in a tight community like Philippines, man, it's very, very important to have those type. And being Filipinos are one of the most emotional people in Asia, we take friends like in a different level. And that being said, friends are in the Philippines has this common stigma. We have the common thinking. We have the common mindset. We have the common understanding. We have the common feeling. And to that, the growth, personally, the level that we're in, and for our friends, are in tandem. They're the same. So there's a truth in it that our mindset, our understanding, our feelings are the same. Now, let's go back to our past, or the episode 69, which is self-assessment. And we step back and look back on that episode, that we gauge our personal growth or personal price. When I say price, how we value ourselves towards the situation. So check that episode, because you should be able to pick up some good things in there. But the self-assessment is, we talk about our self-worth, okay? So that itself will give you an idea on how you gauge this scene that we're going to talk about, this episode 70. So how do you assess your self-worth in balance with your friends? Because friends has this like same level of thinking, same level of, if you want to go chill out today, bro, we just drink. We just spend our entire afternoon here, and we just drink and talk to worthless things, and we play guitar. It could be worthless to me looking at it, but there's a relationship that you have it in there. But when we talk about paving and finding our own scene, we talk about finding what's correct. We act appropriately based on our age and our situation. If you're 30 years old and you're still doing the same thing, then you have to put that in context. You have to put that in question, because 30 years old doing nothing like that, then that's presents a big problem. Opportunities doesn't come to you because you just sat in there and just drink and play guitars. You have to go and get it. You have to experience life as it should. And that would be part of that. I'm not throwing stuff in here, man. I'm not being harsh, but that's reality here. Now, when assessing our self-worth, there's only two choices. Because if you're tied with your friends, you will ask yourself, do you want to stay in the same level with your friends? Do we keep the same level? Or do you want to move up? Because moving up, you need to move on. Okay? So if you stay with friends, you stay with the same level. We think one, we act one, we're a gang, we attack one, we chill as one. And that's that. It's the decision of the many, not the individual. Well, leaders. So those are the two choices. Do we stay on the same level? Do we keep the same level? Or do we move up? So why are you asking this? This is bad advice, Ben. This is really bad advice. It could be, but I'll give you this. I'll ask you this. I'll give you a reality check. Reality check is, you must choose whether to be loved and cherished by these friends and remain the same person, or to become a better person at the cost of those friends. Let me repeat that. You must choose whether to be loved and cherished by these friends or persons and remain the same person as you are right now, or to become a better person at the cost of those friends. So basically what we're talking about here is growing up. Growing up in a way that you would have to put sacrifices, because you can't have both.
Airstrike standing by.
You cannot have both. Take this example right here, okay? Correct me if I'm wrong. Talk about Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg stories, Remember that? They got friends, they think alike. Whoever steals those ideas of Facebook, they would have to grow and go separate ways, That's one of the stories, as friends. Gangster stories. I mean, gangs. I'm in a gang, for example, and I talk about this, and you can YouTube that, man. There's a lot of gang members in there that they would attest and say that get out of the gang as early as possible, because you have your own life, you have your own family, and gang life is different. Gang life will lead into not in a very good path. And I'm not talking and bad mouthing that by myself. That's a testament from previous gangsters, and you can just search that, and that's a fact. People live that life, and when they reach a specific time and level in their life, they question it, and they come to realization until it's synced in. I have to move on. I have to leave this gangster life. That's fact. Now, prominent persons. Okay, let's talk about. Let's put an example of this one. Thomas Edison and Nikola Tesla. Okay, that's one of the prominent one. We can not categorize them as probably friends, but as peers. Thomas Edison hired Nikola Tesla. They got the same mindset. They get the same principles of friends, thinking alike, acting one for the better. That's what they thought. So give you a quick rundown. Who's Thomas Edison? Thomas Edison invented General Electric. He invented electric generation, mass communication, motion pictures, and sound recording. We give him props. From this sound recording that we're doing, podcast, voiceover, video creating content, and all that stuff. These guys are pioneers. They changed the world. Nikola Tesla, modern electric alternator invention. He invented that one. Alternators, if you understand alternators, alternators are the ones that powers a small battery and running into an engine. It generates a lot of electricity on a small unit. So if you think about alternator, if you have a car, you have a battery in that car, okay? The battery of the car has certain voltage. It doesn't power up the entire car. The only job of the battery is starting. When you initially start the car, that's its only job. When it starts, it sends power to the alternator. The alternator generates more electric, powering the computer. As a result, engine fires up, everything fired up, radio, AC, everything of those needs some power. It comes in the alternator. That is where the transforming of a small battery to the bigger battery that supplies a bigger one. So it's life-changing for everybody. That's what Nikola Tesla did. So he invented radio, it's podcasting. If Edison, Thomas Edison invented sound recording, Tesla broadcasting. See that mindset? They separated. He invented neon lamp. These are the healthy types of relationship in terms of pioneering and contributing to the human history. These two separated and grew up on their own. So we talk about, as friends or employers, they initially have the same mindset like friends. They have the same level of thinking, quality of fun, definition of success. They have that same level of thinking, but they would have to separate when they have conflicting ideas, like the gangsters. He has to leave the gangster life, like friends that wanted to grow, that don't want to just sit down there, play guitar and drink the entire afternoon. This is the type of growth that we are talking about. Now, listen closely, my friends. You have to choose. If you do not choose and have it both ways, you will not make progress nor keep what you once had. Keep this, my friends. You would have to choose. You cannot have both. It's not possible because people don't think alike. They act alike as a group. They have decisions, but they do not think alike. So famous saying goes, I'm sure some of you are familiar with this. Birds with the same feathers flock together. And tell me who your friends are, and I'll tell you who you are. Sounds about right? It's famous on things that we tackle. You have to decide. It's not too late. It's never too late. Colonel Harlan Sanders, if you're familiar with him, KFC. It took him forever to develop that spices and ingredients. He was so old when he perfected that mixture of, you know, the KFC mixture. And he's so old, he found success even though he was old. But I'm just talking about the success stories because we're putting age in it. It's time for you to move on. It's time for you to grow up. You have to pave your own scene. You know, you might be in friends or groups, has same thoughts, some same level of understanding. For example, exchanges, cryptos, stocks, you have the same goal. It's good to develop some mindset, but in the end, you have to pave your own scene. And we're going to close this, guys. I hope you guys pick up something here, man. But consciously consider whom you allow into your life. Ask yourself about the people you meet and spend time with. Are they making you better? Are they pushing you forward? Holding you accountable, or they drag you on the same level? The bigger question is, should I spend more time or less time with these friends? It's a decision, an answer that you can only provide. One of the philosophers during the reign of Nero, named Gaius Rufus, he was sent to exile. He said, "From good people you learn good, but if you mingle with the bad, you'll destroy such sore as you had." Friends, I hope you pick something. And always remember, God is good all the time. This is your main boy. Peace out.